Man, Toyota's teaser game right now, it's off the charts. We have this post from Instagram, but before we get into it, from their anime on YouTube, their anime series this week, they kind of teased their upcoming lineup. Well, it's not official, but if this isn't official, if it's not an Easter egg, then this is just extremely misleading from Toyota to have a whiteboard in the anime, Next Gen Supra, the Celica Revival, MR-2 Revival, a new GR86, and a new flagship GR-GT3. Is that just messing with our fantasies? Well, look at what they just did. Over at Instagram, Toyota's turning back the clocks. Today is Monday. We're all feeling, at least I'm feeling it, the daylight savings. It doesn't help that I have a baby that gets up at 4 a.m., and now he's getting up at 3 a.m. So anyways, just any prayers would be nice to help us get some sleep. All right. So turning back the clocks, what rides would you like us to see, or can't even say this, what rides would you like to see us bring back? Hashtag MR2. Hashtag FJ Cruiser. All right. Hashtag Celica, or for Canadian, Celica. Previa, or the Estima, or Estima. I forget how exactly you say it. It wasn't called that in our market, but we'll call it the Estima. And then the little hatchback Starlet. Are we going to see any of these vehicles come back to the United States? Well, in today's video, we're going to break down, and I'm going to share the likelihood in order of these vehicles coming back to the United States. Guys, if you're new to the channel, my name's Kirk. I talk about auto industry news, and Toyota gets a lot of attention on the channel. So I make a lot of Toyota content because that's what you guys like to see, and it's also fascinating for me. Let's start with the least likely of these cars. Well, it's almost, is it in order? Did they naturally put it in order? We'll see. All right, so let's start with the Starlet. The Starlet, well, it's not on that whiteboard, right? This whiteboard image, I don't see a Starlet here. Now, here's the thing, the Starlet is coming back, or at least I'm pretty certain of it. Best Car Magazine, who's extremely reliable at especially upcoming Toyotas coming down the hatch, they're saying that there's going to be a GR Starlet coming. Now, the Starlet, however, it was only offered in America. Let's go to the wiki page. The Starlet was only offered from 81 to 84. 99.9% of Americans don't remember that at all. I don't know if I've ever seen a Starlet with my naked eyes, at least, actually, maybe ever. Maybe I saw one in passing in Japan. When was it discontinued? Well, this is a generation we got here from 81 to 84. Let's skip down. There's a 5th generation, 96. Ooh, this thing looks absolutely incredible. The Starlet Glanza Turbo. Oh my gosh, that's giving me some extreme envy. But that was essentially the last generation from 96 to 99. So it's been over 25 years since we've had a Starlet anywhere in the world. Now, there are, I guess you could say, the Yaris in some ways could be a descendant of this, the Tercel, the Paseo, but I think it's coming back. I believe the Starlet's coming back. That's what the scoop is saying. It's going to be a sports car. Here's how they can do it. They can put a different body on the bones of the GR Yaris and call it the Starlet, and make it a nice hatchback. I know the Yaris already is, but that would be amazing. They're saying it's going to, not the 1.6 liter turbo, but a 1.4 liter 3-cylinder turbo. So slightly smaller engine than what we have in the GR Corolla, for example. Probably coming to Japan. I'd say a greater than 50% shot of the Starlet returning, but only for the Japanese market. It would never come back to America. I don't want to get my hopes up for it. Just look how cute it is. And that's the sort of vehicle I would die to have, but don't want to get your hopes up. What's next on the list? The Previa? Yeah, the Previa. Well, the Estima is, it's a legend. Mid-engine, rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. You could get it a turbo diesel. You could get it in a manual. You could get it supercharged gasoline. This thing was crazy because, like I said, mid-engine, But the engine-driven accessories, alternator, the power steering pump, air conditioning compressor, radiator fan, they're accessible from the front hood. So that helped with weight distribution as well. This thing was an absolute legend. I still see them from time to time. There's a few running here in Southwest Florida that I'm lucky enough to see. Now, I got some serious envy last month when I was in Japan because they made the Estima for a few more generations. I saw this guy over there. And it's just unfortunate because it has that same sort of a vibe that the first generation did. And they still call it the Estima. But it's no longer mid-engine, it's front engine, front wheel drive, and it will never see a mid-engine minivan ever again, I don't think, right? Everything's going electric. So it's just unfortunate. They made it electric all-wheel drive. You can see the Estima badge here. This is the Aris trim, the E4 hybrid. I mean, this thing was super, super cool. I had so much envy seeing these in Tokyo last month. Now, here's a kindle of hope. Don't want to get your hopes up on it. I'm not saying there's 0% chance for the Previa to return. So there were rumors about a year ago that the Sienna and the Estima, or should I say the Sienna and the Alphard. Now the Alphard ran concurrent with the Estima. I don't understand why. It's just Japan's in Asia is kind of like the hotbed of minivans. But the Estima ran alongside the Alphard. So I click on the Alphard, which is updated, and they even make a Lexus version called the LM. The rumors is that the Sienna that is made in Indiana could be going to Japan for production and share with the Alphard. As much as I kind of would like to see that, I just don't see it happening. There's a difference in the minivan sizes from the Asian market to the United States market. The Asian vehicles, especially the Japanese ones, have to be more narrow for their roads and their just more congested cities, where the American vehicles are wider. Look, Mazda's adoption of a wider CX-90 compared to the CX-80, for example, that is in Japan. Same car, it's just wider essentially and a little bit longer. So for the United States market, Toyota make a Sienna in Japan and export it? No, I just don't ever see it happening. Even though it would make sense from consolidating, and pooling your resources together to make a global minivan, I just don't see the Previa 1 returning or the Estima returning, same thing. And I don't see the Sienna going to Japan for production unless they make it United States or North American specific, and then it wouldn't share with the Alphard. So again, very, very, very small likelihood we get a Japanese-made minivan for the American market ever again. So hate to burst your bubble with the return of a Previa. Okay, what's next on the list? We're going to save the sports cars for last. Let's get into the FJ Cruiser. FJ Cruiser is kind of like a Land Cruiser. It's not totally accepted by the Land Cruiser community, kind of like the 4Runner isn't, but in my mind, the GX, the LX, the FJ Cruiser, the 4Runner, they're all a part of the Land Cruiser family, in my opinion. The FJ Cruiser was built by Toyota Hino Motors in the Hamura plant in Japan. I mean, that's where some of the Land Cruisers, the J250s are currently built, for example. The vehicle shares many structural underpinnings with the Prado, which is the J250 nowadays, or the Lexus GX, you could say. Same vehicle, same underpinnings. And, production started in 2006 and ended in 2022. It ended in North America in 2014. So it kept being produced for other markets, especially for Latin America and the Middle East. All right, you can see the FJ Cruiser Extreme Edition in Dubai. And we have really good evidence that some form of the FJ Cruiser is coming back. What is happening? Well, two big pieces of evidence. So let's start with this, okay? There's a Chizai watch, which watches trademarks in Japan. Okay, Land Cruiser Fun was a trademark that could be for the mini Land Cruiser, which I'm extremely skeptical we will get. And the rumors were also saying that mini Land Cruiser could be called the Land Cruiser FJ. But I'm doubting that. And I'm doubting that after this second piece of evidence. At SEMA this year, Toyota has made this vehicle. It's called the Land Cruiser Rocks Concept, and it is a direct descendant of the original FJ40 Land Cruiser, right? Because it has a removable top, and they talk about this right here. Look, vinyl top, it goes topless. So for SEMA, Toyota in North America has made a special concept paying homage to the FJ Cruiser that ended production for the United States market in 2014, but also the FJ40 that started it all. And check this out. Look at these extremely polished renders. Why would you make something like this if you didn't plan to make some sort of production version of it? Would the production version have a steel bumper? No, I'm sure it would be an option. Would it have this crazy design here on the side? No, I'm sure it wouldn't. Would it have this crazy A-pillar? Probably not. But it could very well have a removable top. For sure we'll have a second row of seats that are saying it could flip forward, and then you have this long bed like a pickup truck. You have a tailgate like a pickup truck. You have the swing to the side tire. So look how much effort, and design is put into this. How could Toyota not be creating... Oh, look, I didn't even notice this. They didn't even call it the Land Cruiser Rocks. They called it the Land Cruiser Open concept. So I see that, and you can see, the doors have openings here. That's very conceptual, but there's no way, if Toyota's doing all this work to have an extremely polished concept, well, I guess that seems like that's a huge waste of money in my opinion. This vehicle has to make it to production. I'm not saying it will. I'm saying from a fan and an enthusiast, it has to make it to production to compete against the Wranglers and the Broncos, and to give the FJ fans something to look forward to, because there's just not anything currently on the market from the 4Runner to the Land Cruiser that really ticks that FJ box. Here's a modified body of the Land Cruiser Rocks, which I want it to be called the Land Cruiser FJ. It's been trademarked, and that's what I'm getting my hopes and dreams set on. So Starlet, 0% chance. Previa, pretty much 0% chance. Land Cruiser, FJ Cruiser in some form coming back. I would say 50-50. My heart says 100%. These last two vehicles are both, in my opinion, coming back. All right, let's go back to the teaser image that we got from the anime, Celica Mark 8, as well as MR-2 Mark 4. All right. And then all the rumors of Japan for years now have said these vehicles are coming back. So pulling up that scan from Best Car Mag, yes, we have the next generation GR86, which is saying it's hybridized 1.6 liter triple cylinder. I don't know how I feel about that, but it will be rear wheel drive, I guess. Hopefully it's a manual, but it's a hybrid. So anyways, I'm not that thrilled about the GR86 hybrid, if it is a hybrid. They're saying MR2 and Celica are both going to be four-wheel drive, or should I say GR4 all-wheel drive. Celica's front-engine coupe. MR2 is mid-engine coupe using a four-wheel drive system, and they'll be using the new 2-liter turbo, producing up to 400 horsepower. I would assume that manual transmission is optional, but of course the new 8-speed direct automatic transmission that was developed for these two cars, the GR Corolla and the GR Yaris, is going to be seen in these. Okay, so I'm going to say there's 75% chance or higher that both of these come back for the United States market. I mean, the MR2, I think, would get people the most excited to have a somewhat affordable mid-engine. I think this thing would cost $60,000 starting in the United States. Again, way more expensive than what it originally sold at, but this is going to be a niche car. I wouldn't be surprised if Toyota lost money if they brought it back on the market, but the days are waning for non-electrified sports cars, especially ones that have so much style with a drop, or not a drop top. Well, there was a drop top MR2, but the Targa MR2 a mid-engine, rear-wheel drive. I'd love to have this vehicle back. It's one of the coolest Toyota's has ever made. And there's a huge cult following around it. The Celica, other than Scotty Kilmer, I would say it doesn't have is great of a cult following around it. I mean, of course, it started off rear-wheel drive, front-engine rear-wheel drive with the new both of the MR-2 and the Celica are going to be all-wheel drive. I don't expect them to be front-rear. Okay, front or rear. It's got to be all-wheel drive with their GR4, and I'm okay with that. But yeah, I mean, the Celica, as we go through all these 7 generations, I mean, yeah, we're not going to see a convertible on it. That would be amazing. It's not going to happen. 5th generation might be my favorite generation. You had the GT4 this generation, which is just absolutely insane. All-wheel drive turbo. There's a GT4 right there. I mean, we had it in the 6th generation, if I remember as well, right? With the 3S GT. Oh yeah, here it is, the 94 model. Also amazing. And then, well, yeah, that's the Scotty Kilmer edition. And then it finished with this kind of sharky-looking 7th generation, which I heard had oil burning issues or some, you guys will tell me exactly, but Toyota teaser game is going hard right now between their anime, between their Instagram. When will we get confirmation on these models or the ones that are coming back? Well, oh man, I would say probably 2 years if they're going to bring an FJ back. I would say maybe 1 year for the MR2 and Celica. Not availability, just announcement. Now, Best Car says MR2 is coming in 2026 and the Celica will be coming in 2026. It's possible. Anything's possible. I just don't want to get your hopes up. But I'm almost positive they're coming. So I'll see you guys comment down below. Again, Starlet is coming back, not for America. New Previa, 0% chance. FJ Cruiser / Land Cruiser FJ, a removable top Land Cruiser, I would say 50-50. And then the Celica MR2, almost 100% lock at this point. So I have to shut it down there. I'm just really excited. I like Toyota teasing us. If these are empty teases, I'm just going to be fed up. But I don't think these are empty teasers at this point in time. I got to cut myself off and literally cut my hair off. I got a haircut appointment I got to go to. I'm going to hop on the Grom and get my hair cut. Catch you in the next one and peace out.